It was 2:46 a.m. The hands of the antique clock in the corner froze. It was an old house, with old furniture. The kind that creaks and groans when the temperature changes. But this time, it wasn't the house settling. The clock had stopped at 2:46. But everything else continued on as normal. The birds outside chirping their evening song, the refrigerator humming, the ceiling fan whirring, completely unaware of the original her who was trapped beneath the covers, watching her life slip away. And her heart, it kept beating. She was fully aware of everything that was happening around her, to her, except she couldn't move. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. She tried to pray, to plead for help, but the words caught in her throat. She was trapped inside her own body, watching herself in a horror movie, knowing what was going to happen next, but unable to do anything about it. And then she heard the door open. She couldn't see who had entered the room because her eyes were fixed on the clock, on the hands that were still frozen. At 2:46, she watched as another her entered the room. The other her walked towards the bed, looked down at the frozen her and whispered, "Your turn is over." The clock in the corner ticked again, the hands moving forward 1 minute to 2:47. But the other her didn't seem to notice. She sat up in bed and started humming along to the evening news playing on the TV. And then it hit her. The other her, the one who had entered the room, that was her. She had traveled back in time 1 minute to take over her own life. The original her, the one who was stuck in the bed, screamed silently at the TV. "What are you doing? Why are you taking my life?" But the other her just smiled and patted the empty space beside her in bed. "Don't worry," she said. "I'll take care of everything from now on." The original her struggled against the invisible forces holding her down. She wanted to tell the other her all the mistakes she was going to make, all the bad decisions that would lead them both to this point, to this moment in time. But all that came out was a strangled cry. She watched as the other her snuggled under the covers, pulled the blanket up to her chin, and hummed along to the tea.